My ex-wife won't stop contacting me after our son passed away and I can't help but feel angry. Please help me. For context, I was in a bad relationship from 2018 to 2020. We ended up getting married and having a baby boy. Things got worse during lockdown, and we decided to divorce. I did my best to be a good father, having my son on weekdays while still paying alimony. We agreed to this arrangement because I worked from home, which helped her with her job at a restaurant chain owned by her family. My son was the most beautiful, sweet child I had ever seen, and I loved him with all my heart. But my relationship with his mother was difficult. She constantly threatened to take my son away, told me I was a horrible father, and used him as a bargaining chip, even to prevent me from having another relationship. At first, she was a great mother, amazing, really. But little by little, she started paying less attention to our son and eventually asked me to switch days with her. I thought it was fine since he was older, around 2 years old, and needed less attention. He was going to daycare after all. It didn't take long to realize she only wanted to switch days to stop me from going out on weekends, while she partied. I didn't care much, as I could focus on work, and there are more activities to do with kids on weekends. But over time, it became clear she was neglecting him. I expressed my concerns to her mother, saying I worried she had other priorities. I tried to talk to her and return to our original arrangement, but she refused. Then, a month after he turned 3, she left our son unattended one evening, and he suffocated himself in a bag. I got a call from her mother, and I rushed to the hospital as fast as I could. My reaction to seeing my lifeless son went about as you'd expect. The next day, I apologized and promised I would take care of everything, costs, paperwork, and that I wouldn't hold what happened against her. I said that would be my final gift to her as the mother of our son and my ex-wife. I even wrote a speech about forgiveness for the funeral so my family would know my stance and not come after her. I shared a Google Photos album with over 2,000 pictures of our son. About 8 months after the funeral, she called and asked if I would go with her to visit our son's grave. She said she wasn't in a relationship and didn't have the strength to go alone. So we went and talked about supporting each other for our son's memory. She would text me from time to time, and I would listen, though we never met again in person. One day, I texted her, and she replied, "Sorry, I'm seeing someone. I know you're going through something hard, but I can't help you." Can you believe that? She didn't have the strength to visit the grave alone at first, now she's acting like I'm the one who needs her. After that, I blocked her and removed her access to the shared album. I eventually found a new job in another city and moved to start fresh. It's been a bit over a year, and I've been doing well. But today, I got a text from her at 3 a.m. from a new number. She said she was sad, needed to talk, and that her memory was betraying her, she was forgetting what our son looked like. I probably shouldn't have responded, but I did. I told her to leave me alone, that I wouldn't say anything hurtful, and that I promised our son I would remain respectful. But I needed to protect my own peace, especially since I couldn't count on her. She replied that I was cruel and spiteful. She said she had begged for the album for months, apparently, her family and she had been contacting my family and friends to get the link. Maybe I'm the bad guy for revoking access, but I feel disrespected. She had access to the album for almost a year and never thought to back up the photos. I don't want anything to do with her anymore. I gave her peace, and she threw it back in my face. Now, I just want to move on.